If you can steer clear of these 3 people, in the short run, this isn't going to be easy, but in the long run, it's going to be more than worth it. How are you guys doing today? My name is Apple Carter. I make daily personal finance, entrepreneurship, and credit card videos here on YouTube. And today I'm going to be sharing with you guys the 3 people that I think you need to avoid if you want to find success, not only financially, but really holistically in your entire life. These people are really just going to be dragging you down. So I think you need to cut them out and just realize who these people are so that you can really audit your time that you spend with these people and make sure that it is not bringing you down as well. And my current reading I'm just gonna mention is the Ask Gary V book by Gary Vaynerchuk. Really getting into Gary V lately, so be sure to check that out in the description below. So the first person that you gotta avoid if you wanna find success are pessimists. So right off the bat, you know what a pessimist is. You know a pessimist is somebody who's looking at the glass half empty, and is not really looking at the bright side of things. And it's really toxic to surround yourself with pessimists, really just because they see the negative in everything. And if that rubs off on you and then you start seeing the negative in everything, that's gonna be really bad for you, because you're not gonna be willing to take risks. You're not gonna be willing to look at the potential upside to trying something new. You're not gonna be willing to step out of your comfort zone, because you're always just gonna get down and you're gonna say, oh, that could go wrong. That's probably not gonna get me anywhere. That's probably not gonna do anything. But saying probably not, I mean, you don't know. You don't know what the result's gonna be. Saying probably not is just it's just such a bad habit to get into, in my opinion. Like saying this is probably not gonna work, or this is probably not gonna be effective, or this is probably not a good way for me to go. Like that just, when I hear people say this is probably not something I wanna do, like that just really frustrates me, because like you don't know what's going to happen. You're just saying that because you're being overly pessimistic and you're not looking at the potential upside. All you're looking at is the potential downside, and that's really no way to get to where you want to get to. It's just looking at the potential downside and talking yourself out of all these opportunities that you could be taking advantage of. And when you surround yourself with pessimists, that's what's going to happen, because there's the saying, you are the product of the 5 people you associate most with. And I think that rings so true. And that's really the basis of this video, is just looking at who you surround yourself with and auditing that. Like taking an active look at who you're spending time with and asking yourself, like, is this the group of people? Are these people helping me get to where I want to get to? Or are these people dragging me down with them because they are not optimistic? They are not pushing themselves. They are not getting where they want to go. So they're not going to help me get to where I want to go. All right. So first one is pessimist. And I really think optimism, it's just such a good trait to have. And if you can develop your optimism and just like get it working for you, it can be such a powerful asset, because you're always looking at the potential upside. You're always looking at new opportunities. You're always looking to better yourself, because you see what could potentially happen and how that could potentially help you in the long term. So optimism, if you can develop that skill early on, that's going to be really beneficial for you. And my optimism so far has really gotten me a lot of places. It's gotten me to start this YouTube channel. It's just gotten me to do so many things that I wouldn't have been willing to do if I was taking a more pessimistic view on just life in general. All right. And like complaining in general, like why even bother complaining? Like pessimists who complain, it's just not worth it. It's just toxic, and it's not gonna help you get to where you want to get to, because complaining doesn't do jack shit for anybody. All right, second one, mooches. All right, mooches. You don't want to associate yourself with mooches. You don't want to surround yourself with mooches, because all they're looking to do is just get something from you and then leave you by the wayside. Like they're not looking to help build you up. So if you find somebody who's like, hey, I want to help, I want to use your leverage to help me get to where I want to go, and they're not looking to give back to you. Because like when somebody's just in it for themselves, that's really telling about who they are as a person. I think as somebody's not looking to sort of help build both sides, they're really just looking to build up themselves. Doesn't matter what it is for you. Doesn't matter if it doesn't do anything for you. All they care about is themselves and where they're going, and they don't care about where you're going at all. So I mean, it's pretty straightforward here. I mean, you don't want to associate yourself with mooches, because they're not looking out for you. They're not trying to help build you both up together. They're just really in it for themselves, and once they get what they want to get, they're just going to leave you in the ditch on the side of the road and not give anything about what happens to you and where you guys go together. So it really, like, mooches might be ambitious, they might be optimistic, but they don't give a shit about you. Like they don't care if you aren't going anywhere. So there's no reason to surround yourself with mooches, because obviously they're just not going to help you. So if you find yourself surrounded with any mooches, like just take note of that. Realize that they're only in it for themselves, and just audit your interactions accordingly, because if you know that they're only in it for themselves, then you can more accurately like distance yourself from them, because that's not something you want to be associated with, because they're not looking out for your best interest. They're just looking out for their best interest. Last one, and this one's a little bit more complex, so we're going to talk a little bit more about this one. This one is people that I like to call zero summers. So zero summers, not the season, but like a zero sum game. So people who are zero summers are people who see life as a zero sum game. So they see the pie, the pie of life, the pie of success in life as being a fixed size, all right? So there's only so much of this pie, and they want to maximize how much of this pie they can get, all right? And by maximizing their piece of the pie, they may in turn be trying to shrink your slice of the pie. So say you are a person who flips things at garage sales, all right? So you go out, you flip things at garage sales, and say you make YouTube videos about it. But the catch is you don't want other people to catch on to what you're doing, so you hide a lot of that information from them, because you think if other people start doing what you're doing, then it's going to take away from anything that you could potentially gain, all right? So that's what a zero summer is. And there's a lot of problematic things with zero summers in my opinion. The first one is that they're not willing to be abundant with their information. So I think the most valuable thing that you can do is just give away as much information as you can for free. And I mean, that might sound like a stupid business decision, but like people aren't gonna trust you if you're hiding all of your best information, if you're just like being super cryptic, if you're not willing to share what you're actually doing. Nobody's gonna trust you, and nobody's gonna be willing to give you money when you say, okay, now I'm gonna sell you my like top 3 best tips. No, like you have to give away everything, all your best information for free if you want anybody to trust you. And if you're worried that you're not gonna have anything left to potentially monetize in the future, then I don't think you have enough good content as it is. I don't think you have good enough of like a business model, or just good enough of ideas if you're worried about giving away all your best stuff is gonna like ruin your shot at making any money. I think you need to really reevaluate like where you're actually coming from. But back to zero summers, like the problem with this is my gain is not at your expense. So me making these YouTube videos showing you how I am using credit cards effectively, how I am investing, how I am making YouTube videos, like making these videos and educating you guys, that's not coming at my expense. Like I'm not worried that you guys are gonna go out there and like make competing YouTube channels, or like do what I'm doing and like get free money from credit cards. Like I'm not worried that you're gonna do that, and that's gonna hurt my chances of doing that. First of all, I have a tiny audience like in comparison to anything, so I'm not worried about that. But second of all, like I know that my expense does not come, my gain does not come at your expense. Like I know that the pie is not a fixed size. Like me educating you guys and providing you with information and motivation and education and all of this stuff, that is not like that doesn't reduce my potential reward. All that does is make the pie even bigger, okay? So there's not a fixed amount of like winning that can happen in the world. Like literally anybody can win if they're willing to put in the work and educate people and just provide value. Like if you're providing value, there's room for you to win. It doesn't matter how many other people are winning, or it just matters how hard you're willing to work, how much hustle you're willing to put in, and how much value you actually have to provide to people, because there's always room for more people to win. It's not a zero-sum game. Like the pie can always be made bigger if you're providing value. It's not my success does not revolve around you failing. Like if I want to be more successful, my best strategy is not to make you fail, because then there's more room for me to succeed. Like that makes no sense in my opinion. And people who think that way, I think that's really toxic, because all they're going to be focused on is pushing you down so they can get up. They're like, if I push you down this step, then I can move up. Like that's not how life works in my opinion. I don't think I have to push people down in order to get to where I want to go. I think it's best to build people up along the way, because like me, I've been doing some collaborations lately. I've been working with some other YouTubers like Waller's Wallet. I've been working with JJ Buckner Investing. I got a huge collab coming up pretty soon. Like maybe it just came out. I don't know. Depends on when I post this video. But like I think building other people up is the best strategy that you could ever apply, because it means both of you guys can grow and everybody is growing and everybody's providing value. Like that there's just so much value to be given to people. And I mean, there's just a vast, there's so much free resources on YouTube, on the internet. Like honestly, it's ridiculous, but like there's no like fixed amount of space that you have to knock people out of the way to get to your spot. Like there's always room for you if you're willing to provide value, if you're willing to give people a shit ton of information for free and not expect anything in return. That is where the money is to be had. So I think people who think there's only so much room, the zero summers, I think just skip them. Like don't even associate yourself with them, because they're just gonna try to push you down, just like mooches, but like even worse. Honestly, this is like that more toxic version of a mooch. So my 2 cents with this video is you are the product of the 5 people you associate most with. So definitely you gotta audit. You really need to sit down, look at those 5 people. Who are these 5 people, and are they helping you get to where you want to get to? Because if they're not, then cut them out. Like it seems hard. Like what if a really toxic person is your mom? Like obviously don't cut your mom out of your entire life, but like reduce the amount of time you're spending with her. Like maybe you're seeing her like 3 times a week. Maybe you need to reduce that to like 3 times a month. I don't know. But like you really do have to look at who you associate with. If these people are not helping you get to where you want to get to, audit that and find people who will help you get to where you want to get to, and people who are not pessimists, mooches, or zero summers, because these people, they're just not going to help you get to where you want to get to. And you really do need to. It's going to be hard. Like maybe this person is your best friend since like the 4th grade. But if they're not helping you get to where you want to get to, if they're sitting at home playing, I don't know, Madden for 12 hours a day and just drinking 18 Red Bulls and sitting in their parents' basement, like that's not the person that's going to help you get to where you want to get to. So you really do have to just sit down, look at who you're associating yourself with, and if they're not helping you get to where you are looking to get to, if they're not in the place that you want to be, like cut them out, or at least severely or significantly reduce the amount of time you're spending with them, because like they're not helping you get to where you want to get to. So what is the point? Like maybe you guys are still good friends, maybe you guys still jam from time to time, like sit down, chill out, but you don't need to include that in like all of your life all the time. Like just keep the friend if you want to, but reduce the amount of time you spend with them and phase in somebody who is going to help you get to where you're looking to get to, because really the people you associate yourself with are so impactful on where you go. Thank you guys very much for sticking around. I make daily personal finance, entrepreneurship, and credit card YouTube videos. My name is Apple Crider, so I will see you tomorrow. Hey guys, thanks for checking out the video. If you want to learn more about investing, I've got an entire free online video lecture course down below. Check it out.